Obviously, congratulations on the victory. I guess it looked like you were walking a little gingerly. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling great. Just because I kick a lot inside the legs. Some guys, sometimes the chin, I hit my chin with his chin, hurts. It's part of the business. So.
Overall, not an easy fight, obviously, a difficult opponent. I mean, how did you feel about your performance in there?
I didn't like my performance tonight. I think I was too, comfortable. He was not hitting me, and I was like, okay, he kicked, but he's not hurting me. But he was scoring points because if I block, he score points. Doesn't matter his defense against his attack. So I think it was maybe winning the fight. I don't know. But I think I struck hard before, but he was scoring my points. I was trying to finish the fight, and in the third round, finally, when I get the risk, like, okay, I need to win. So the first overhand, I finished the fight. So I feel happy because when I took the risk, I finished the fight. But I'm also not happy with my performance because I know I'm a lot better and I can do a lot better.
So in that third round, you felt like you needed a finish, that maybe you might lose on the cards?
Yes. I was looking for at least a knockdown to win the round for 10-8. To guarantee at least one other round. I think the first was better. The second, I think, was close. I don't know. And but I was like third round. Pahumpa told me like, do something. Go strong. You can. So I did.
So I guess last thing for me, when you come back in June, I mean, are there any matchups that you're hoping for? Is there a name that you want?
Man, not really. I always want. Anthony Pettis is the biggest name. So fighting him again, I know he wants to fight me. It's always good for a business. Huh? His name is great, so I respect him a lot. But it's always good for the business sponsorship. Fight Anthony Pettis is always good.
Hey, I mean, talk about a statement that was made. Such a powerful finish. Walk me through it. When you connected with that right hand, did you know that was the end of the fight?
No. When I threw the overhand, my first reaction was like half step back, to defend the hook. And when I saw him in the ground, so run to the finish. And thank God we did it.
Do you think that this gives a big message to the other lightweights? Like, hey, I'm
yeah,
not
of
playing
course.
around.
Now they know the power in my hands because the other fight last year, I think I put some knockdowns, but not so not so hard like tonight. Tonight I show like when I really connected, it's over.
In terms of dedicating maybe this win to something that's on your mind, who would you say is like this one was for that person?
Dedicated?
Yeah.
My wife, for sure.
Yeah.
She's with me like since from the beginning.
A dozen years.
And I need to score some points.
Another $1 million.
Half wife, half life.
I gotcha.
Going into that third round, were you confident, or like do you feel like you had to take that risk?
Yeah.
Because did you? I don't know if you know, you were down on all the judges' cards.
Yeah. I think after fighting the interview, they told me, and I thank God that we won but I was comfortable. Was not feeling hurt, not feeling dangerous. So that's my problem. I need to improve when I'm not, when the guy is not pushing me, I'm really good in my counterattacks. So, but if the guy don't attack, I think all the other guys last year, they came through and was good for me because I countered and strike and kick and this year was the first time I fought in the PFL a southpaw guy. So it's different because now I need to connect more. So it's new for me. I think that's why southpaw, different strategy. We're gonna be a lot better for the next fight for sure.
And what were some of the things that you weren't happy with your performance?
Too passive, passive is the word. I think that was the point. Like because I know the guy can hit me. If I hit together, the guy gonna fall, not me. Because I know how strong I am, how hard are my punches, the knees. And I have a lot of weapons I can use, but I need to use. So that's why my coaches told me, like, if you don't use, it doesn't matter if you have or not. So kick, strong. They are not happy with my performance also, but they told me to celebrate tonight. And then we're going to talk and improve it. Because we can do better,
Yeah, what did you think of the stoppage? Your opponent looked a little frustrated at the end.
I'm sorry.
What did you think of the stoppage?
I think it was a good stoppage. I think he dropped it like he's sleeping, and he wake up with when his head like hit the ground, and I punched like 3 or 4 times. So it's a good stoppage. When you hit your head in the ground, it's over.
Definitely.
Really good.
Thank you.
Raush, I know you were a little upset that you weren't in the main event tonight. Do you think this is the type of performance will get you in a main event next time?
Yeah, for sure. I think like make no sense if they put another guys they're not me or shoe face for. I thought well who deserved to be in main event and common event was me and shoe face doesn't matter the order because we both last champions last season make more sense. So this year for the next I think they're gonna put us the place where we deserve.
Did you see the main event though? Did you
Yeah,
watch it?
I watched it.
It was pretty good.
Really good, really good. And a really fun fight to watch. Yeah. So.
Can you talk a little bit about just how it means though, like coming into last year, you were the underdog every time out, and now it's like co-main event, main event.
And
sort
I
of
saw I
status.
was the underdog for this fight again. I don't know what the hell. I've been like really tough guys. Yeah. So I think.
Make sure that he's underdog all the fights.
Yeah. And now I'm starting to like him to be the underdog. You know, like I'm gonna be the most profitable fighter of the year again. Because I'm always the underdog. I mean, I beat Anton Pettis last year, and they put me as an underdog again. So I was like, what happened with these guys? They don't like me at all, but I'm happy.
Keep knocking guys out like that, it's going to change at some point, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So Don Madge actually called you out. He said he wanted the big dog in the yard. Do you feel like you made a statement tonight and silenced him? And how do you feel like he matches up with the other guys in the division? You did say you fought tougher guys.
No, I think if I were him, I would make the same. You know, when I stepped in the show last year, I asked to fight Anton Pettis because I knew was the biggest name in the event. So who is the champion the division? If I beat the champion, I'm gonna have all this hype on me. So I think he was very smart to call me to fight. Everybody's difficult.
Yeah.
But it has some guys who has a biggest reward, and I was the guy. So he tried to push to fight me. I think it was a smart decision of him to fight me.
Yeah.
Because everybody's difficult. But I was the champion, so smart.
Yeah, and just one more for me. Do you feel like Jeremy Stevens and Clay Collard got the main event due to Jeremy Stevens moving over from the UFC?
Man,
Or do you think they just knew it would be crazy fireworks?
yeah, I knew it would be like a great fight to watch, like a crazy bar. Nice fight. It's nice. It's like really fun to watch it. But I don't think they deserve the main event because, in my opinion, like I'm not a businessman, but if I have champions in my show and I hire another guy who came from another show and the guy comes from the feats and I put this guy as a main event, imagine if he won tonight, what is the message like? Or the guy who came from the UFC with many defeats win the guy who was in the playoffs last year. I think it's a big risk. So
And you're the ultimate underdog story. You came in as an alternative when it was supposed to be in there, and you came in and won the whole thing. So, you know.
I wish I had bet on me last year because there was paying like 42 for one before the first fight in the season. The bet was like who will become the champion in 2001. They pay 42 times. Like on me, for $1 you win 42. So that time I had no money to bet.
You're ever underdog again. My money's going on you. Don't worry.
Yeah, with your memorable knockout tonight and Clay's crazy fight tonight, do you think the rematch is probably going to be one of the biggest fights of the season?
I think maybe they put this rematch, me and Clay Collard, he won, but if I remember as well, like last season, they put like one guy with a victory with a guy with a loss. So probably this is not going to happen. So if he win again, we're going to see each other in the playoffs.
Do you look forward to that rematch just because of the criticism that some people feel that he won that fight?
No, not really. I watched the fight like many times, and I score for me all the time, you know. I think, to be honest, the judges they need to be more clear to judge the fights. Okay, what counted points, what didn't count points. You know, what is because tonight I saw Natal fight and I scored for him, but the fight was over like, man, Natal won, and the judges give to the Olivier. So I was like, how is how they take these decisions? It's good for us fighters to know, because if I take down, score more points than a knockdown, I'm gonna look for the takedown, of course. So I think they need to be more clear about when they judge the fights, because it's always a surprise.